Well, let me tell you about this guy. He's been in network marketing 30 years. He was a superstar in our last company. He's the first SVP Platinum in ACN. And as he was getting promoted in Dallas, I was there in Dallas. I walked up to him before he walked on stage, him and his lovely wife, and I gave him a hug. And I said, man, congratulations. He looked at me and said, Al, it's so simple. All people got to do is go to work. Okay, there's a secret right there. He said, just go to work. Al, that's all it is, Al. You know that. I said, I know it, but they need to know it. So without further ado, my dear friend, Mr. Presley Swagerty, first Senior Vice President Platinum at ACN. Hello, buddy.
Hey, Al. It is a pleasure to be on here with you guys. I'm going to tell you, folks, I love Al. I've known Al since before Dirt. He actually has been one of my heroes through the years, and I attribute part of my success to just following him. So you got to understand, you've got a leader's leader that you're in his group, and you are blessed and highly favored to be there. But Al, it's always good to see you. I'm always happy to jump on with your team. And my gosh, just ask me whatever you want to ask me, and I'll go down whatever road you want me to go down, brother.
Well, no, a lot of people were in there in Dallas to see you get promoted, and as humble as you are, you and your wife, y'all just such a sweet couple. And tell everybody your background. Let's start there. Tell everybody your background, how you grew up, and what made you who you are.
Well, I grew up literally, guys. I know you hear this, and sometimes people embellish, but I'm not embellishing. I grew up in the ghettos in South Dallas. There were 2 murders and a rape within 7 houses of the house I grew up in. Drugs everywhere, violence. And I don't say that so people will feel sorry for me. I thank the Lord for my upbringing, because it makes me appreciate everything I have now. I had no dad involved in my life. He was just an alcoholic and a woman chaser, but I had a godly mama. And I am who I am because of my mom. She didn't know how to make money. She worked in a sewing factory and school cafeterias, but she was one godly lady and the most giving person I've ever known. So again, I am who I am because of her. Then, basketball kind of got me through. I loved basketball as a kid, and that kind of kept me on the straight and narrow. I'm not saying I didn't do a few things I shouldn't have, but it pretty much kept me on the straight and narrow because I didn't want to lose that. And then after graduating high school, I realized what an influence my coaches had on me, and I became a high school basketball coach. I coached at Lakeview High School in Garland for 16 years. Head basketball coach, loved it, did it with a passion, sponsored the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, felt like I helped a few kids. But if you're an educator, or if you know any educators, you realize I didn't make much money doing that. I finally decided the Dallas Mavericks or Los Angeles Lakers were not going to call me to coach their NBA team. So I was trying to figure out what to do. And, this business found me. I believe it was the good Lord sent it. But I looked at it, didn't understand it, but I just kept thinking, gee, essential services and residual income, I couldn't get those out of my mind, and decided to give it a shot. I got in, had a goal to make $1,000 a month. I thought, well, if I can make $1,000 a month, it would help Jeannie and I, because at that point in time, guys, Jeannie and I were, bankruptcy wasn't far off. We were really struggling financially. Got it going. Took me a while, but I finally got a check with a comma in it, and I was all pumped up. But I used to go to church with a man named Zig Ziglar, and Zig would always say, go as far as you can see. And when you get there, you're going to be able to see further. Well, Zig was right. When we got it to 1,000, I could see 3. We got it to 3, and I could see 5, and then 10, and then 20. And, guys, I have been blessed beyond measure, and it's all because of the team. But Jeannie and I have been blessed to make millions of dollars. And I tell folks that our reality today, Al, is better than our dreams used to be. And that's the truth. I need to give my wife credit. Jeannie is, my gosh, she is the heart and soul of what we do. She takes care of all the customer issues, and I handle the team building, and I couldn't do it without her. So she's a godsend. She also deserves a medal for putting up with me for 38 years out.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart. She has always been quiet. She's the one quiet carrying the big stick, though. I already knew that.
That's it.
Tell everybody a little bit how you got introduced to network marketing. How did you
You
get
know,
introduced?
my old high school basketball coach called me up one day, and I respected it. Was JD Mayo, who Coach Mayo coached Larry Johnson and CJ Miles. He sent a couple guys to the pros. Not me. I wish I had been, but that was a dream that I didn't realize. But anyway, Coach Mayo called me, and I met him at an IHOP, and my gosh, that was back in the Excel days, Al. He showed me Excel, and I liked it, and I jumped in, and I didn't have the success you did. I wasn't up at the top, but I was probably a top 30 guy in Excel, but I made enough money to realize it worked. And I tell people that was my minor league training, but I thank the Lord for Coach Mayo.
So that's how you got started in network marketing. And I've been knowing you for 30 years, so we know what you've done. And tell everybody a little bit about your work ethic, because I know people, they start, they stop, they start, they stop, they lie, they get started in November. Hey, I can't wait to January. I'm going to get going. The one of the 3 lies we all tell. So tell everybody about your work ethic and how your day shapes up.
Well, I'll go into a couple of things right here. One, I feel like I work pretty hard all the time, and people say, if you've made all those millions, why are you still working? Well, Al, I tried playing golf every day for a couple of months, and golf got boring to me doing it that way. I went to the Virgin Islands, and Jeannie and I spent 3 or 4 weeks, and that was fun, but I got tired of laying around on the sand. I mean, I'm just one of those guys that I've got to feel like I'm contributing. I've got to feel like I'm doing something. Now, understand, Jeannie and I still travel, and I still go play golf every once in a while, but I work a lot. I'm doing Zooms. We do Zooms, my gosh, 6 times a week that are scheduled, and I do private Zooms all the time. I go to meet people for lunch. I really think that if you can get to somebody belly to belly, it's the best way. Now, obviously, when your team's all over, you can't do that, and you have to use Zooms. But I'll tell you right now, if I can get to somebody and have a cup of coffee with them, I do. I feel like I'm much more powerful, much more convincing, and I think we all are when people can look us in the eyes as opposed to on a Zoom. But I'm showing the plan all the time, and you guys will figure out that, yeah, there's a few things you can learn and you need to learn, but bottom line, end of sentence, if you're not showing the plan, you're not doing anything. Either on Zooms or in person, whatever it happens to be. If you're not showing the plan, you're not going to get anywhere. There's only 2 revenue producing activities in our business. That's getting customers or getting business partners. And I always approach people about being a business partner. And if they don't want to be my business partner, I'll see if they'll be my customer. And that's how I've approached it. But I'll tell you a little quick story right here, Al. October, again, I feel like I work pretty hard, but October, they announced that new position, that SVP Platinum. And when Jeannie and I got back from the event, we sat down and we were talking, and I said, hey, let's do it. Let's go for it. And I needed the most of another leg. I had all but one leg. So I had to get another leg built, or it was going, but it was a long way from being an RVP. So we talked about it. We said, hey, I'm in. Guys, I set the goal of being there by December 3rd at the Emerge event. So I had a goal and I had a date. And, I felt like I'd been working pretty hard, but it's amazing, guys. If we will get a goal and a date and we get focused, I probably did more in that 6 or 8 week period than I did in the last 6 months. And again, I feel like I work pretty steady, but I'm telling you right now, great time to do it. But you need to have a goal. When are you going to hit that next leadership position? You need to have that leadership position on your goals, and you need to have a date that you're going to get there. And I'm going to tell you right now, we've got March 10th coming up, the big international event in Fort Worth. My gosh, that should be the date for most of you that, hey, I want to be that next position in come March 10th. I'm going to bump up, and we all need to have goals. If you don't have a goal, you're just kind of wandering around, guys. The goals with the date gives us the urgency. And, right now, at the last part of December, I went through and I put my goals, my new goals for this year on my memos. and I reworked them, and I've got my goals set for what I want to accomplish in 2023. And I think we all need to do that. But my whole point, I'm kind of getting off track. My whole point with that was I felt like I was working pretty hard, Al, but when I really got focused and I had a goal and a date, I got so much more accomplished than I did when I was just kind of going through the motions.
I'm so glad you said that, because sometimes, what the Bible says, a prophet's not taken serious or wanted his own town. When I say that to my group, they get a little, a little peed off, and I'm so glad. See, they don't understand. Birds of a feather, eagles think the same way. And when you say it, oh, now I get you, 4 or 5 people probably sat up and took notes on that and said, oh, I'm gonna get after it. I'm serious, my friend. I'm sure if I said that to your team, 2 or 3 do the same thing. I always tell people, hey, put a date on it and go to work and make it real. Oh, wow, you just, yeah. But I'm so glad that you said it. He said, write this down if you didn't, ladies and gentlemen. Get a goal, and put a doggone date on it. I say this, oh my God. He said he worked hard in those 6 to 8 weeks and he made it happen. Now, wait a minute. Watch this, everybody. He said this in October, right around, I think you told me it was 31st at Halloween. He told his wife, Jenny, hey, look, I think we're going to go for it. And he turned around. Oh my God. October, November.
It was about 6 weeks, Al.
6 weeks. And on December 3rd, he walked in Dallas as the first platinum SVP. Now, how do you go? And think about what he said here. He went to work to make it real. He told his wife what he was going to do. He didn't play around with it. Well, I didn't miss it. I'm going to try. No, he went to work and make it. So, folks, what am I saying? Go to work and make it real, like he's talking about. Told his wife what he wanted to do. Hey, I'm going to go for it.
And I'll throw this in, Al. Friday night before the events the next day, it's 11:30, and we were still, some people told me they were going to get some customers in, but they hadn't done it. 11:30, I went to bed thinking it's not going to happen. I thought I'd miss my goal. About 12 o'clock, Jeannie stayed up later than I did that night. About 12 o'clock, Jeannie comes screaming in the bedroom that we'd rolled over. In other words, those folks had got those customers in that they said they would. But, it was down to the wire. And, here's the big thing. If I'd have missed it, if I hadn't made it that Saturday, I would have set a new date and I would have got back after it again. Understand, you're not going to always hit your date, but I did everything humanly possible to make that date. And we can accomplish so much more than we think we can, guys. We're all made in the image of God. We all have greatness inside us. We can do so much more than we think we can. We limit ourselves, and I do too. I mean, I could still do more. Al could do more. Everybody on here, we could do more. But if you'll just get focused, you will amaze yourself at what you can do, because we all kill time. And one of my overriding goals this year, Al, is that I don't want to waste time, because I can waste time with the best of them. I mean, I can sit around and piddle and all of a sudden I've killed 2 or 3 hours and I haven't done jack. We all can do that. Well, one of my goals this year, and I've been pretty good for 4 days, is that I don't want to waste time. I want to be accomplishing something. And it's not all financial, guys. It's personal, it's physical, it's relationship, it's spiritual. I want to grow in a lot of areas in my life, but I don't want to be sitting around. The average American watches 6 hours. They're either watching the electronic income reducer that we call a TV, or they're scrolling the internet. I don't want to be doing that stuff, guys. I mean, that's wasting time. See, my theory on that is I don't want to watch millionaires having fun. I want to be a millionaire having fun. And you're not going to be a millionaire having fun if you're spending all this time scrolling and watching the electronic income reducer. I kind of got off topic, Al, but anyway.
No, that's fine. That electronic income reducer is so true. There's so many people that get on that thing and don't know how to get off as they're addicted. And I love what you said too. And I'm going to reiterate what he said. He says, look, if he had missed it, he'd have reset it. Folks, how many times have you reset, but you didn't do the work to get any closer? Do the work to get closer is what he's saying. So folks, number one, set a goal. Look, we're 4 days in a brand new year. Have you set that goal again for the 100th time? Come on, really? 2 or 3 times, 4 times, we can understand, but set the goal and put a date on it, and then go to work and make it real. If I can ask you this, I've got 2 or 3 people to ask me questions. What is, I love this one. Like, what is your secret? How many times have you heard that one? What is your secret?
Well, I'll give you a little bit of a secret. I mean, and guys, I told you the secret earlier to show the plan, but here's my yellow legal pad. I'm old school, yellow legal pad. I've got, this is the things I wrote out that I want to get done today. I've got 11 things on my list, people I need to call, people I need to follow up with, things I need to do today. Every night before I go to bed, I try to have me a to-do list for the next day. And brother, I'm telling you this, Al, when I was trying to hit that platinum position, every night I had a whole list of things. And brother, I got up first thing in the morning and talk again, if you've got a goal and a date, I was focused. I was going through this list like a maniac because I knew I had to get a lot done. And let me say this, guys, this is so true. It is so much easier to build this business fast than it is slow. And I know that just sounds kind of like common sense, but here's what happens. If you're building it fast, you start creating a little momentum, and momentum is what makes it all happen, man. I would be calling people and they could hear the urgency in my voice and, hey, you don't have your 3 points yet. You're not qualified yet. Get your butt in gear, get those 3 points. Come on. And then I'd look and they'd have their 3 points and I'd call them back and I'd go, hey, you get 2 more points now, you get a $200 check. So, I mean, we got to get you 2 more points. Let's go. Let's get you 2 more points. I was so focused that it's funny, that starts rubbing off on people, guys. And you say, well, I don't know if I want to do that. Well, that's fine. You don't have to do that. But I tell you what, I like making money. I mean, I like living the lifestyle I live. And I grew up dirt poor, as you heard. I've tried it both ways. And I'll say this, it's a whole lot more fun with some money, Al.
There you go. I love that. It gets easier to build it fast and slow. And what did he say the secret was, everybody? Write this down for God's sake. He said this: show the plan. Everybody on the call today, think about, when's the last time you showed the plan? I showed it last night to about 35 or 40 people. When's the last time you showed the plan? Think about it. You know, I call it STP. 4 steps to STP. See the people, show the people the plan, shock the people out the money that's on the table, and then you sign the people. And that's all this is about. Numbers game.
I would dare say, you know, we got almost 100 people on here. I'm betting that a lot of people hadn't shown the plan in weeks. And I mean, you know, it's great and it's a lot of fun to be part of a group and to socialize. And I love that part too. But understand, guys, we're in this business to make money and change lives. And you're not going to make money and you're not going to change any lives if you're not out showing the plan. Like I showed 2 yesterday for me, 2 plans yesterday. I mean, belly to belly, drove an hour, got there, showed the plan, drove a little bit more, showed the plan, got back home last night, trained a little bit with some of my people, and then we did a 7 o'clock Zoom for guests. I mean, I'm showing the plan. That's how I've made millions of dollars, guys. I'm nothing special crap. I mean, Al's known me for 30 years. He'll tell you I'm nothing special. I just have a burning desire in my butt to be somebody, and I'm willing to do some of the stuff that some other people aren't willing to do. And I'm telling you right now, Al's right. You know, my people hear me say the same thing over and over again, and it goes in one ear and out the other. But I'm telling you, Al Thomas is where I learned a lot of my networking skills. Al knows more. I mean, he's forgot more than I've ever known, guys. So when he's talking, don't just let it go in one ear and out the other. Listen to the man, because I'm telling you, I did.
I've challenged everybody to sound of my voice. Go out and get 3 or 4 names and numbers today. Send out 2 or 3 or 4 videos today. Follow up on everybody and just sign them up. This is not rocket science, folks. But some of you, your pride and ego won't let you do it because, oh, well, and that's why you're still stuck. You know, one of the things I want to talk about real quick before you let you go is, folks, I want to put the spotlight on something that was very powerful. I hope you guys picked up. October 31st, Halloween night, he and Jeannie, they made a decision. Hey, we're going to go for it. That's all he said. We're going to go for it. Now, think about this. Some of you guys have been in RD for I don't know how long or whatever position. That's not important right now. He made a decision in 6 to 8 weeks to pop a regional vice president. 6 to 8 weeks, not talking about 6 or 8 years, 6 to 8 weeks. And I watched him and Jenny as they got to the back of the room to come up on stage to be the first platinum SVPs. And he told me that story. He says, my God, I said, now think about that. They made a decision. Let's all make a decision to get to that next position way before we come up in March, because plenty of time. If he can do an RVP in 6 to 8 weeks, what can we do to get the RD and pop 3 or 4 RDs with us to go into Dallas with? So with that said, why don't we just wrap it up here and ask him a few words in closing, sir, because I know we got you back next Wednesday one more time. And I want to start the year off with you on here, because I think people need to see the simplicity of our business, because they complicate it and they don't show the plan. So give us a few words in closing.
Well, I think what we lose track of sometimes is this is a learn as you go business. This is a on the job training business. I think so many times we get paralysis by analysis. We try to learn everything. We try to learn everything there is about Zoom and Flash and Vivint, and we want to know all the answers. I'm gonna tell you right now, guy, I was talking to a high dollar guy yesterday, and he asked me a couple of questions, and I looked right at him and said, I don't know, but I can find out. I mean, you're never going to know everything. I mean, I don't know everything. There's a lot of times I'll say what I did yesterday. He was asking me about Sphere, and I'm going, I don't know, but I can find out for you. I'll get back to you. Don't think you got to know everything, guys. Just get out there and start showing the plan. And if they ask you something you don't know, call Al. Al, help. I got a guy asking me something, or call your RVP above you or your RD above you or whatever. But, you know, just get out there and start showing the plan. We've got a chance because of the economy right now, guys. I hate to admit it, I hate it, but you know, we're going into a recession. We're already kind of in it. Here's what you're going to find out though. Before, people could make money with crypto and with real estate and with the stock market and with marbles. I mean, you could make money with anything here the last few years. That's all stopped, guys. People are taking what we do so much more seriously now. People are so much more interested in that side hustle. People are thinking they need more money. People are realizing their credit card debt's going up because they're trying to keep the same lifestyle, but they don't have enough money to keep doing it because everything, the prices are going up. We have the answer. But guys, think this through. I promise you, you know this. There are people praying for somebody to come along and help them out. People are praying for that. Guys, we've got the answer. We're the answer to a lot of people's prayers. Now, sure, there's going to be some people that don't want to do what we're doing, and that's fine. No more power to them. See if they'll be your customer and move on. But there are lots of people looking, but you're not going to find them if you're not talking. It is that simple. You have got to be talking to all these folks. And you know where the best place is? I went through, I don't have that with me right now, but I went through my contacts on my phone. Guys, I've got 2,000 or 3,000 contacts. I just started writing names down. People that I've either talked to a long time ago or people maybe that I hadn't talked to yet. I wrote them all down and I just called them up, and I've got a simple line, man. I just call them up and I go, hey, Al, this is Presley. What's up, buddy? Hey, this is really a business call. I got a quick question for you. Do you look at other ways to make money? You do? Hey, listen, man, I think I found a way we can make some money. Let's hook up or jump on this Zoom or whatever you're doing to show the plan, send them a video, whatever it is. But I just call them up. Hey, how's the family? Hey, great. Well, listen, this is really a business call. I got a quick question for you. Do you look at other ways to make money? You do? Hey, listen, great, brother. I think I found a way we can make a lot of money. I just want you to take a look. Can you jump on a Zoom tonight at 7 o'clock, or can you meet me for coffee, or however you're going to do it? That's fine. I don't care so much how you do it, but we've just got to get that presentation in front of people, and calling them up and talking for 30 seconds about the family and then going, hey, listen, it's a business call. I got a quick question for you. Guys, that's simple. We can all do that. It doesn't take some great mind, or you don't have to be an actor, or you don't have to memorize a bunch of crap. Just, hey, I got a quick question for you. Do you look at other ways to make money? Guys, that's all I do. I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, the brightest bulb in the box, I promise you. I mean, I'm just a normal guy, reasonable intelligence, but I've got that drive inside that I want more. And I'm going to challenge everybody on here, want a little more, guys. I'm going to say it again. God created us in his image, and we've got greatness inside us. Don't go to your grave with that greatness still in there, guys. So many people, I think when they're laying on that deathbed and they're taking those last few breaths, I don't think they regret so much what they've done. I think they regret what they didn't do, because a lot of people are going to look back and realize they had something that could have changed their lives and lots of other lives right in the palm of their hand, but they didn't do anything with it. Guys, I challenge you. Let's do something with this. Let's show the people with our last name that we can do something special, because we can, guys. It just takes, again, set a goal, put a date on it, and let's get our butt in gear and just start showing the plan, guys. You've got one of the best leaders, not just in ACN, but in the entire profession in Al Thomas. You've got one of the best. Use him and let's get out there and make it happen. Well, Al, it's been a pleasure to be with you. I'm going to jump off. I got a call here in just a few minutes, but I'll look forward to being back next week, brother.